This is the Sony WH-1000XM4, Sony's new top-of-the-line flagship 2020 noise-canceling headphones. Now, it might look a little familiar to you because it looks pretty similar to its predecessor, the Sony WH-1000XM3s, but that's just looking at the outside, just judging the book by its cover. Right now, we're going to take a dive into the actual book itself and check out all aspects of the XM4s, from sound quality to transparency to noise canceling, to the extra features, see if they've been improved and by how much, and to just everything about the device. Okay, you ready? Let's start with how it sounds now. Let's start with sound quality. I'm sure you're not surprised, but listening to music is a great experience on the XM4s. They sound very, very good. Straight out the box, they just sound expensive. Like the bass is really good, like it's deep and you can really feel it. And the same thing goes for the mids and the highs as well. They're great for listening to music, to podcasts, to YouTube videos, and just whatever. And they're also very immersive when it comes to gaming as well. I found I could easily hear footsteps and everything around me, and it just made my gaming experience very enjoyable. I made it less enjoyable for the people I was playing against. Basically, long story short, they're on the level of just about the best of the best sounding headphones out there. Where exactly are they on that level though? Well, they're around the level of its predecessors, the WH-1000XM3s. They don't sound exactly the same though, and there are some minor differences in the sound actually, but we're not really going to get into that in this video. Just know they sound very similar. I went to the Sony app to see if I could mess with the settings and see if maybe the XM4s have a better potential or better range, but I really found that that's not the case. They don't beat the XM3s or anything if that's what you're expecting. There just isn't so much of a difference between both of them when it comes to sound quality. And that's not a bad thing for the XM4s though, because the XM3s sound very, very good. So being compared to them should be a compliment. But just in case you thought the XM4s were an improvement in sound quality compared to the XM3s, you should know that that's not really the case. They're not so different when it comes to sound quality. But sound quality isn't the only important area to look at though. So let's pause the music and talk about noise canceling. When it comes to noise canceling, the XM4s do a very, very good job. Most of the noise I encounter in my day-to-day life is like fan type noise, noise like this, and other variations of it basically. And when I compare the XM4s to all the other noise cancelling headphones I've tested, the XM4s cancel the most noise. They're the best of the best when it comes to noise cancelling. Fan type noise and also all the other noise I encounter in my day-to-day life are the lowest volume I've ever experienced with noise cancelling headphones. Now, to be clear though, when you compare the XM4s to some of the other very good noise cancelling headphones out there, the difference in noise cancelling isn't so much, The point noise cancelling technology is at right now in general isn't completely perfect. They're not like earplugs where you basically hear nothing, like not even a pin dropping. Because with the XM4s, you will still hear some noise, but they're just about the best of the best out right now. Another area where noise cancelling technology isn't so good right now in general is when it comes to canceling human voices. You see, we take off the headphones and hear all the noise it was canceling, right? Then you put it on, and yes, it cancels all the noise, but you can still hear me. Noise cancelling is on right now and you can still hear me. It's not as loud as before, yes, but you can still hear my voice, although you can't hear all the other things like around. Now you might be disappointed because you expected to cancel all the noise around, but you shouldn't be disappointed because you take off the headphones, you see, all the noise is back, and it actually was canceling a lot of the other noise. But you put it back on, and you see it cancels all the other noise, but you can still hear me. Now, I don't want you to be disappointed, but this is how just noise cancelling is in general. It doesn't cancel human voices quite as well as it cancels other things, but you shouldn't be mad at the Sonys because the Sonys are still the best in the world when it comes to noise cancelling. This is just a noise cancelling technology problem in general. Now, when it comes to the area opposite of noise cancelling, aka transparency, well, they perform very well actually. On the Sony app, Sony lets you pick the transparency or ambient sound level. I'd always like to use the highest one, for true transparency, and I have to say, it's pretty good on the XM4s. I was actually surprised of how good the XM4s are at transparency, because all of the over-ear headphones I've tried that have the transparency feature or something similar just sound teeny and not so loud, and it's pretty obvious they're using the microphones to create the effect. On the XM4s though, things sound pretty natural, and the volume of it all isn't so low. It is a little less loud when compared to your actual ears though, but basically, all in all, the experience with transparency on the XM4s is nothing to complain about. They're the best on any over-ear headphones I've tried. Now, with that being said, I wanted to see, or I guess hear, how to compare to just about the best of the best device I know when it comes to transparency, aka the AirPod Pros. So I tried them back and forth, and back and forth, and back and forth for a bit, and no, they're still clearly not as good as the AirPod Pros when it comes to transparency. The AirPods sound almost like your actual ears. And when you compare them to the XM4s, you can tell things don't sound as natural. Like everything is less loud, and when it sounds farther away, you can tell it's using the microphones to play the sound into your ears. Even though the microphones sound good though, but you can't tell. It's not very natural sounding. but it is very good at transparency overall. You're not going to be disappointed. Okay, now another thing. Like before, you can use a shortcut to go into transparency mode. You just take your right hand and put over the right ear cup, and voila, you're in transparency mode. You can do this on the XM3s as well, but now with the XM4s, it happens a bit faster. Like I mean instantly. Like just like this. That fast. Now the XM3s did it pretty fast too, don't get me wrong, but with them it's like this. You know, it's not bad and it is pretty quick, but when you try with the XM4s, it's like this. It's basically instant. Actually no, it's literally instant. This is exactly how it is in real life and in real time. So you're basically experiencing it right now. The XM4 is doing an even better job than before when it comes to this, and just when it comes to transparency in general with the new microphones. How are the new microphones themselves though? Well, you should just hear for yourself. I'm talking to you through them right now, and this is how they sound. Now, from what I've been hearing, they're supposed to be a lot better now, and they're supposed to sound pretty good. But I don't know, man. To me, they sound pretty bad. They sound pretty teeny and just cheap to me. It doesn't sound so good at all. Like, if I was talking to someone on the phone and this is how they sounded, I would not say this is good microphone quality. Not at all. But how does it sound to you, though? Is it good to you? Is it pretty bad, like it sounds to me? I'm pretty sure it's pretty bad, but how does it sound to you? Let me know. Normally, I don't worry about microphone quality too much, though, unless it's really bad. But I won't lie, I'm pretty disappointed in the microphone quality on the XM4s. I expected better. What I do normally worry about, though, is comfort, fit, ease of use, usability, and just everything in the category I like to call seamlessness. Now, the XM4s are just as seamless as you think. You'd probably guess they're just as seamless as the XM3s used to be, and you'd be just about right. Comfort and fit haven't changed. They're still very comfortable, you know, for headphones though. So they're not really comfortable when laying down on the bed on your side. And you also probably don't want to work out with them because they'll feel pretty bulky and your ears are going to sweat a lot. It doesn't feel so nice. And even when you're not working out, your ears will get kind of warm if you use them for a while or if you're in a hot place. Because you know, it's covering all around your ear area and it's blocking a lot of air. Like your ears can't easily breathe so well. Basically, all in all, it feels just like the XM3s. And see, that makes sense because physically, they're built almost exactly the same. And there are only minor differences between them. Like the text on the XM3s say XM3, but the text on the XM4 say XM4, like, I mean, obviously, right? But also, the NFC symbol is painted on the XM3s, but it's kind of etched in on the XM4s. I don't know if you can really see it, but that's how it is. And there's not much new in the outside physical design of the XM4s. That's kind of why I got it in this off-white cream color, because I didn't want it to look just like my XM3s. I wanted it to look and feel different and new, you know? The design isn't completely the same though. There is something new that wasn't on the XM3s. If you look in the left ear cup, you see this little hole with some glass in there. Sony actually put a new sensor in there to help detect when you're wearing it. So if you put the XM4s on and you're listening to music, when you take it off, it'll pause your music for you. You'd have to turn on this feature in settings though if you wanted to do that, but what it won't do is play your music back when you put it back on. Now that might seem strange, but I think Sony purposely made it not able to do that, just so a random item doesn't trigger the sensor and have it play music carelessly when it's not supposed to, like some other devices. WH-1000XM4. And yes, the way they implemented it on the XM4s makes it not have that problem. But with that being said though, I don't think it's impossible to make a flawless application of this, where it can play music back as well as be correct in doing so close to 100% of the time. But also, this isn't a feature I care too much about anyways. It's nice it's there though. Now, apart from this, the rest of the seamless things Sony added are kind of minor little software improvements that just polish and add a finishing touch to the already great experience of the XM3s. What am I talking about? Well, it's stuff like putting your hand over the ear cup to go into transparency mode more instantly, like we talked about before. But it's not just more instant, it's less abrupt and sharp as well. Like the music will quickly fade out and your surroundings will fade in. And when you remove your hand, your music will quickly fade in again. Same thing happens when you do stuff like increasing the volume. With the XM3s, when the volume is at the highest point and you're not able to increase it anymore, the sound effect would abruptly interrupt your music to let you know you can't increase it anymore for like a second or so. It's not a big deal, but it's not so nice. With the XM4s though, when you try to do the same thing, the sound effect will play, but it'll just fade out your music a bit. I won't stop it completely, then play the sound effect, then fade your music back in smoothly. These little touches are now implemented in all the software things the XM4s do, from pressing the power button once to check the battery percentage, to pressing the custom button to switch modes and all, and it's just a bit more polished and just a more seamless experience. Also, the touchpad on the right ear cup is now more responsive and less finicky. If you use the XM3s, then you know sometimes the touchpad won't do exactly what you want because it's not as responsive. Like you double tap to pause your music and it won't pause. And that's because you double tap too fast. So you have to double tap again, but with a little gap between the taps and all. And you probably already got used to accounting for that and doing it, right? But with the XM4s, you don't have to worry about that. It's just a lot more responsive now. Another thing I should let you know about has to do with the EQ settings on the Sony app. With the XM3s on Android, if you wanted to customize your sound and use the EQ settings, you'll have to switch out from sound priority mode to stable connection mode, and you'll have to basically sort of restart or something just to get in this mode. So you'll have to wait like 10 seconds before you can continue listening to your music again for it to switch the modes, and then you can continue listening to your music again. This didn't happen on iOS, but it made you do it on Android all the time. With the XM4s though, it doesn't matter. You can customize your sound and mess with the EQ settings on sound priority mode, even on Android now. No need to do the waiting thing anymore. Now, since we're already here in the Sony app, let's talk about the cool extra features the XM4s give you. One of them is called Speak to Chat. You know how you can cover the right ear cup to quickly go into transparency mode, right? And you know how convenient it can be for conversations with people where you be listening to your music and you just put your hand up and immediately be able to have a conversation where you can hear everything real easily, right? And you wouldn't even have to take your headphones completely off or anything.
That's cool.
It's a cool and convenient feature. We know this. Yeah. With the Speak to Chat feature though, in the Sony app, you can make things even more cool and convenient and automatic actually. It's pretty self-explanatory. You turn it on and just go listen to your music like you always do. And as soon as you start talking, it'll automatically pause your music for you, switch to transparency mode, and let you have your conversation seamlessly without you needing to do anything. And when you're done with your conversation and you're ready for your music to automatically start playing again, it's not going to. Well, it will, but it'll take a bit of time. Like you have to wait for a bit and then it'll continue playing your music back again. If you go to the Sony app, you see that the shortest amount of time you can have it wait before playing back your music is 15 seconds after you're done talking. In my experience and in my opinion, that's a bit too long. But it's really not a big deal, because if your music's paused and you don't want to have to wait for it to automatically play again, you could just press play. Simple. Now, another feature Sony has put into the XM4s is 360 reality audio. This isn't the first time we're seeing it or anything, but it should be like 3D for your ears, but better. Sony gives you a free trial pass to use with one app of your choice that supports 360 audio, and this is my pass, the one they gave me. You can look at it and even use it if you want. I mean, it's not gonna work though, because I've already used it, but feel free to look at it. I used my free trial on Deezer, and that's where I tested all the 360 audio songs I listened to. But a problem I had to start with was you can only listen to the few songs on the planet that support 360 audio. And there's not that many, so I actually couldn't choose my favorite songs to listen to, and I couldn't recognize most of the songs and artists I had to choose from. I still listened to what I could anyways though. And how was it? And how did the 360 audio sound and perform? Well, it's an inconsistent experience. Like, some songs just sound bad, like overprocessed and teeny and not loud at all. But then some other songs sound much better and actually have a certain depth to them that's hard to describe, and it's a bit subtle, but it sounds very, very good. And then there's some other songs that just sound amazing. Like you hear them and you think, yup, that's what 360 audio should sound like. And you really believe in the future of the technology. Like you'll be hearing everything with both ears, but the drums will be mostly playing from over here, and the keyboard will be over there, and you got the bass guitar in the back, and the person singing will just be all around you. Okay, yeah, it's pretty cool. Only when it works though, and only for the few songs it supports and actually works for really well. But I can really see 360 reality audio being a real big thing in the future. Like, it has a lot of potential. They're gonna have to work out all the kinks though. Anyways, a more practical and arguably better feature on the XM4s is being able to connect to multiple devices at once. And by multiple devices, I mean 2. You can connect to 2 devices, max. Some other devices can do more than that, like even up to 8 I found, but honestly, 2 is good. And this is a feature I actually wanted most on the XM3s, and I'm glad it's here now on the XM4s. And I found after the updates, it works pretty well, and I don't have complaints with switching between devices or connection issues. But how long would a battery last for you to use all these extra features though? And how long do they last in general? Well, with noise cancelling on and playing music or listening to something on the highest volume non-stop, I found I was losing about 10% of battery every 3 hours. This means they'll last about 30 hours if you were to use them non-stop, and that's pretty good. Basically, the battery life on the XM4s are good past the point where you need to worry about them. And they also charge back pretty fast too with USB-C, so that's even less of a reason to worry. They have very, very good battery life. But see, they also do have some not so very good things about them though, and that's what we're gonna talk about right now. Now, one of these not so very good things is battery life. Yes, I know I said the XM4s have very, very good battery life, and it's true, they do have very good battery life, but that's without all the extra features enabled. If you use all the extra features, like the automatic pausing of the sensor, and will speak to chat, and connected to multiple devices at once, like connecting to 2 devices at once, the battery life would drop significantly. Like, I know I told you don't have to worry about battery life, right? I said all of that. Well, it's not true at all when you have the extra features enabled. Like, I'll start my day with 100% battery, and I have to charge it at the end of the day because the battery is going to die basically. That never happens. This is like a 3-day battery life type device if you're using it intensely, you know? But I have to charge it at the end of the day. That's a significant drop in battery life. It actually caught me off guard. And also another thing, when you're connected to two devices at once, the sound quality kind of drops a little bit. Like it just sounds a little cheaper. And now, honestly, I'm kind of nitpicking here because I don't think you'll be able to even notice this. And I think what's happening is that it has to change the Bluetooth codec from the highest quality one to like a lower quality one so we can connect the two devices at once. And that's why the sound gets a little worse. But regardless of it though, it does actually happen. Although, like I said, I don't think you'll be able to even notice it too much unless you really pay attention and try to look out for it. And that's what I was doing. That's what I was saying. I was kind of nitpicking. Also, another small thing, well, it might be big for you actually, has to do with the transparency mode. Transparency is nice and it does work well, like I said, but when it's windy or when there's a fan blowing directly at you and at the XM4s, the microphones will really pick up on the wind. Like it'll really pick up the sound of the breeze and the breeze itself. Like it's pretty sensitive to it. It's not so nice sounding. Like imagine talking to someone on the phone and they start blowing air into the microphone. That's kind of how it sounds like. Like with the way they're built, there's no wind protection on the mics, so if you're using the transparency mode on the XM4s, you're not going to want to be in a windy place or have a fan pointed right at you, where the breeze will literally be making contact with the microphones. Because I'm pretty sure the wind actually gets inside it, and it's not nice sounding at all. Now you probably don't have to worry about this though, because I barely even experienced it myself, and I only experienced it myself because I was like very close to a fan one time, and the sound was really getting into the microphones. But if you live in a windy or breezy area, then you're probably going to experience this a lot, and it's not a nice experience at all, so I thought I'd let you know. Anyways, that's about it. That's about my entire experience with the XM4s. Well, I guess I could say our experience now, right? What do you think about them? Do you have them already? How has your experience been? Do you love them? Do you just like them? Do you hate them? You shouldn't hate them. I mean, it's not that serious. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and let me know if I missed anything too, and if you have any questions, all right? Cool. Thanks for watching. I mean, well,